We're joined now by Newsome. Welcome. Hawk, you've heard that argument, I'm sure, right, from many people?
Of course.
And you say what about this case?
I'll be perfectly honest. I actually had a different opinion than I have now coming into this case. I knew what happened was bad. I felt like Daniel Penny went too far. But I think I'm starting to see what the jury is seeing and what a lot of other New Yorkers are seeing. And that's why they asked for the video of the police interviewing Daniel Penny, where he lied 5 to 7 times. They asked to see the footage of the aftermath on the train when Daniel Penny showed no remorse. And, you know, a lot of people have been asking me, like, this dude seems so stoic. Does he make any facial expressions? The only time we saw him smile is when he looked over and saw people performing CPR on Jordan Neely. It's scary, but this is the truth.
Well, let me ask you something that really I find interesting right when you said it, because, and I'll tell you why. I was watching a reporter who has covered the case every day, right? And she said, I forget what outlet she was with, but she said that something to the effect of everyone that she's spoken to feels the same now as they did at the beginning, even after all the evidence, they said they had a feeling going in, and if they're dug into one camp, it's this. And if they're dug into the other camp, it's that. And you say you've changed your mind, but how specifically? What did you think, and what do you think now? What do you mean by that?
I thought like, you know, Danny Penny was this cold-hearted killer that was just going to kill a black dude that day, right? But what I found out in court was that he initially stepped up to do the right thing. And he said, I'm protecting people on this train. But when he choked Jordan, for 30 seconds, the doors opened and everybody got off the train. Everybody cleared the subway, except for the people who were there to help Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny continued to choke for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I think that's what a lot of people are having problems with.
There was like a 90-second period right after his Jordan Neely's last movement, right? A little over 90 seconds, they say. That seems to be the time in question. Is that fair? Is that how you see it, or you see it differently?
From what I understand, it is one juror, and I'm trying intentionally not using inflammatory language. One juror said he pounced on Jordan Neely and put him in that headlock in 30 seconds. So he has him in the headlock. People get on and grab Jordan's hands. One person's grabbing his shoulder. And right there is when Danny Penny could have changed his grip. Now, I've helped people on trains before. I've helped people in crazy situations. He could have punched Jordan in the face. He could have pushed him off the train. You see videos like this all the time. He could have did anything other than choke him. And even if he did choke him, he should have released the grip once he had help. He told the police, and this is a fact, this is what the jury is mulling over. He told the police that he let go as soon as he had help, but he continued to choke him. So what became this crazy case about activism and Black Lives Matter is now New York City kind of coming together saying, wait, he went too far.
Went too far, right. Had the right intentions, but went over the top. Okay. So do you see what the mayor said? The mayor was interviewed about this and said something to the effect of he was doing what we all should have done. In other words, we should be doing more for people who have mental health problems and the like. I mean, what would you say about that?
I think that just goes to show that the mayor is really out of touch with New York. If we stop being mad at the people protesting and look at the protesters, you will see Black, white, Asian, Jewish, Muslim, New York City unified when this thing first happened, right? And to be perfectly clear, the mayor has always been on Daniel Penny's side, but once again, it's the people of New York against the mayor. And let's remember, the mayor set this climate for this anti-homeless sentiment. One of the reasons we're so divided is because the way the mayor attacked homeless people. You remember he started arresting homeless people and throwing their belongings in the garbage. And a court, a judge, this system said, hold on, you're overstepping. So we don't really trust him. He doesn't really represent us. And that just keeps, it just keeps coming to the forefront. I can be the king of division. But I think that New York is kind of now waking up and coming together and saying, you know what, you started out good, you went too far, you had the training, you knew you could have killed them.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.